welcome.
Spooky.
It's a little too dark. I feel like I'm in the film developing room of a creep.
We are in Freddy Krueger's.
Freddy Krueger.
Because you always say Gil Bates and stuff like that.
I know. So Freddy
Krueger's boiler room is where we are broadcasting from.
You don't develop film in the boiler room. It looks like a film developing lab where the creeper is over there like developing all the pictures of the chick that he took when she was walking in the park, and he's over there like he's breathing heavily like we got some heavy breathing things in this, don't we?
Yeah, developers were the first kind of creepers. They all have to look at everybody's pictures, keep some for themselves.
Shout out to all of the creeper film developers.
Yeah. It's Spooktober. Are you excited?
Yeah. It didn't make me angry.
What?
Just the stupid comment somebody had about the red and the blue. That it was what they say, satanic, because Satanists use red.
No.
So red is satanic because a Satanist uses the color red.
They actually got that wrong. Well, red and blue are opposing colors, and Anton LaVey talks about opposite colors. And if you put blue and orange together, is the opposite on the color wheel, not red and blue. So that's why you see in one of my books, I have a whole page of orange and blue video or DVD covers and how they call them the flashing colors because they're supposedly hypnotic, but we're not trying to do that. We're just trying to...
Well, Pajot messaged me and said, it also, blue and red also refers to the colors of Christ's cloak. So you can just say that it...
Okay.
I mean, it's the context that determine these things, right? The colors red and blue aren't inherently evil or satanic. That's ridiculous. But hopefully everybody can hear us good. This new Yeti seems to be working out. Good. The audio's good, yeah. I've turned it up. I done got turned up.
Turn it
up. Welcome, everybody. Hit like and share. I'm going to turn the blue light on in a moment. It's just, I thought it would be fun to be creepy because it's Spooktober.
Yeah. So.
Wait a minute. What's the scariest movie you ever saw other than Chucky? She was scared of Chucky when she was a kid.
As an adult, probably.
Or anytime.
The most disturbing thing, other than The Exorcist, was probably Dr. Sleep. That one really scared me. And I was scared leaving the theater because I know that that kind of stuff is not far from reality. Right?
Dr. Sleep put me to sleep.
It did not. You liked it.
Well, I don't know about liked it, but it was definitely...
You thought it was a good movie.
It was decent, yeah.
Yeah. What's the scariest movie you ever saw?
There was a G.I. Joe episode that scared me when I was a kid because all of the G.I. Joe guys got turned into these pods that were like creating seed people. Pod people. And I don't know why, but for some reason that scared the crap out of me when I was like 5 or 6. Because usually cartoons didn't scare you, but for some reason that episode of G.I. Joe scared me.
When I was about 5 or 6, kindergarten age, somebody in my family had a ghoul mask, and it was just like a gray mask with black stringy hair, and that scared me so much that it came into my nightmares all the way up until I was a grown adult.
Well, I had a nightmare that night where I told you look like the H.R. Giger demoness goddess woman, and like you turned into her as a zombie, and I was like,
yikes.
I said, Jimmy, you're dying, and you just looked at me like the H.R. Giger demoness. So.
That's what I look like in the middle of the night. I look like that thing.
You weren't. No, you were dying.
Oh.
You look like a zombie. You were a demoness zombie.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, we got some fun movies tonight. I enjoyed all of these choice gem nuggets, these choice select bites, right?
Yeah.
Of B movies.
Bites of B movies. We got good ones. We got...
So list them and then we'll pick the ones to do first.
Okay. The Brood.
Cronenberg's The Brood was fun. It was. I mean, I had seen it a few months ago, but we haven't analyzed it. That was more fun than I expected.
Parents. That's a weird, quirky one. Right? 18th Angel.
Yes, Rachel Leigh Cook's first movie.
1997. Fun. Spellbinder is probably the cream of the crop of this batch.
All right, we'll say that for last. Okay. That's like Eyes Wide Shut before Eyes Wide Shut, but not Eye of the Devil. What's 80s Eyes Wide Shut, basically.
Yeah. And we got No Place to Hide, a Drew Barrymore hidden classic that is the cringiest thing possible with Drew Barrymore and Chris Christopherson.
Chris Stofferson.
Yes.
Gristle Christopherson.
Grizzled Christopherson.
No, Gristle, like
yeah.
Grizzle. You know what I mean?
I know.
Gristle from meat.
Mm-hmm.
I like that better. Grizzle Christopherson.
Oh, Grizzle Christopherson. That's funny. Mary Poppins. Why is
We're gonna ride like the one in. I don't like that song. And that's like it's a reincarnation that we were just singing the other day.
Is that the one he did with Willie Nelson?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one horse town gonna reincarnate and steal horses and shit. Basically, that's what the song's about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reincarnate and steal horses.
He's gonna be an outlaw in many different lives. And
ride like the woman on a one-end train and blah blah blah. You know the song I'm talking about?
You just played it.
Alex always plays that song.
Yeah.
And it's a collab between Grizzle Christopherson, Johnny Cash,
Willie Nelson,
and Willie.
Yeah.
We're gonna ride. If you listen to the lyrics, it's about reincarnation.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
It is weird. Is it as weird as The Brood? I'm
gonna find me a silver stallion and a woman to ride like that silver stallion. It's something stupid like that. He says the woman's like the stallion or something.
I know.
I'm gonna find a steed and a chick and run off into the sunset, and then I'm gonna be reincarnated as a horse thief again for all eternity. What's the name of that song? I can't think of it. You guys know it. Everyone, this audience knows everything. Beautiful Tristana is in the viewing audience. Shout out to her. She's a diva. I'm gonna buy me a silver stallion. What is that stupid song? The Highwayman. Yes. Alex plays it like every day. And we're gonna ride. Jamie's mad because I'm taking over the show with this dumb song.
No, let's hear more.
All right, no, we don't. I'm done. I'm not doing it ever again.
Okay.
What were we talking about? How did we get to Grizzle Christopherson?
Because he's in the movie.
Oh, that terrible Drew Barrymore movie.
Yeah.
Doppelganger is a good Drew Barrymore movie. That's a B movie. That's mind control and alien demons. That one was fun.
Yeah. We did that.
This one is not fun. It sucks.
He fell asleep. So
it's Mr. Science
Theater. I will fill you in. Yeah, it definitely is.
That coffee tastes good tonight.
Is it?
So let's start with.
How about Brood?
Let's start with The Brood because that's a famous one. It's a highly critically praised David Cronenberg movie from 1979, and it's in the genre of what they call body horror. I don't really care about body horror per se, but sometimes these are fun where they're really gooey from the 70s and 80s, like John Carpenter stuff, creatures. And this one definitely has some gooey creatures. It's
this one gross. Builds up to a gooey climax with some creepy creatures. So,
and a crazed bitch, dude. That bitch crazy.
It starts out with some kind of group therapy, some kind of hypno-regression, some kind of role-playing to get this patient to do something. So it's in this big theater. Everyone's watching this, what you call it? Psychiatrist, doctor.
Yes, those big words
Yeah.
that you can't think of.
And he is getting this guy to go into different states, and in one state he gets like marks on his body, and then in another state they're gone. So physical things are manifesting from emotions or switching your psyche into maybe a different personality or something.
Yeah, it seems like he's like doing some sort of regression therapy that involves acting. It's almost like they're up there on the stage to act. There's like an audience of Is it an audience or is it other like
It's
psychiatrists?
like other patients and other doctors and just whoever's
I don't know why the
interested in
patients
this method.
Why are the patients sitting there watching like this guy recount his trauma, and he starts getting tumors as he's swishing altars?
Yeah. And so this is the Soma Free Institute of Psychoplasmics.
Right, and that's a made-up thing about the psychoplasm, like the psychosphere, right, where you can affect the ether,
like ectoplasm.
The ectoplasm, basically, yeah. The goo that we all came from, right? I mean, what if the primordial soup is ectoplasm, and we're all just the egregore of some Cthulhu, Lovecraftian creature from the abyss that just thought us into existence through the ectoplasm of primordial soup. Yeah. That's probably where we came from. That's as rational as the Big Bang mythos.
Slimer's coons create other life.
Tom Coon creates life.
Slimer from Ghostbusters.
I know who Slimer is.
Yeah.
Is there another one?
Slimer S. Jacobson, not the other one.
No, the lawyer, not the one from Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Okay, so why do you think they call it Soma Free? Oh, because it's about rage and how traumas and rage can manifest in the three-dimensional world. He has this book, I think, that he wrote called...
these are tulpas. These little hooligans. These little damn retarded stepchildren are hooligans.
The shape of rage. Okay, so you got this lady... Tulpas. Who's a patient of the doctor, and the dad, the husband who's trying to get help for his wife, and a little girl who looks exactly like the girl from Poltergeist. Mm-hmm. So one day, the dad notices all these bruises on the little kid, and he's like, who's doing this child abuse? And they're like, maybe it was the mom, because she has visitation in the institute, and so maybe the mom is abusing the kid. Right? But...
generational abuse.
Yes. And this whole time, you're wondering, is like the doctor mind controlling this lady, or is he helping her? Because he slips into these different roles. Like, if they're mad at their parents, he'll be like, the role of the dad. So tell me why you hate me, and they'll be like, I hate you.
We should put a candle up or something because it's Spooktober.
Oh yeah.
Keep going.
You want me to go get one?
No, keep going.
Oh, okay. So, come to find out, the mom.
Caroline
has been through hospitals and treatment centers her whole life because the grandma abused her. Right. And the grandpa didn't help out or say anything. So this is all coming out, and like tulpas are beating up the grandchild.
Right. So it's either an allegory for generational abuse and the anger that it just sort of passes down in each generation, or David Cronenberg's just being weird and there's just gooey, heavy breathing little damn snivellers running around, and they've got freaking little sniveler mouth. They got the hair lip.
Oh yeah,
little hair lip, evil stepchildren running around.
So we find out the grandpa worked for the government in some capacity. Yes, that's what they look like. The brood babies. The mom. is in isolation in this cabin, and people that she's mad at keep dying. So her mom gets killed, her dad gets killed.
Right. Her anger can manifest as these vengeance spirits, these tulpa.
The teacher that she hates that thinks is macking on her husband gets killed, and she hasn't left the cabin.
They remind me of the movie Problem Child. Do you remember Problem Child?
Yeah.
The little problem childs.
Yeah, but they're like demon tumor tulpas things.
Right. They're created from tumors, which is where it gets even crazier, because it turns out that the mom has this growth that is turned into a egg sac where she births the brood.
Yes. And the brood kills people she doesn't like. And all the brood... Oh, they get one brood baby and they give him an autopsy, and it's like that alien autopsy from Fox, remember, in the 90s?
Yes. Which even X-Files made fun of.
It looks exactly like that. They're examining the brood and they find out it has no belly button. So where did it come from? It's a growth of rage that escapes and does the mom's bidding.
Yeah. I remember at the movie store down the road back in the 90s when I was in high school, and I remember when it came out on VHS, and I'd rented like everything in the little crappy movie store, so I was like, all right. And I actually watched that. I rented that back at the time.
Child's Play?
No, the Alien Autopsy.
Oh, haha. We saw it on TV.
And you go watch that now. I think you can find it on YouTube. It's pretty wild. But even in high school, I was like, this is fake, dude. This is some bullshit. Did anybody believe? I've actually seen people believe that. There's internet goobers in the conspiracy world that actually still believe that, probably.
Why would they lie to you on Fox Television?
Boomers love alien stuff. That's like that's their conspiracy. And by the way, I guess millennials and Zoomers like it now too. That's like
they're gonna get it. They're gonna get the aliens are coming.
Demi Lovato says the aliens exist, so I guess it's true.
Mm-hmm. So, moral of the story: this generational abuse turned into little rage babies that can kill. And then classic horror movie at the end, the little daughter's so traumatized by her brood brothers and sisters.
The trauma continues.
That she has the brood nipples going on at the end, and so...
The tumors.
Yes.
Tumors aren't nipples. Nipples aren't tumors. Did you think that nipples were tumors this whole time?
They look like little nipples.
This whole time you thought a nipple was a tumor?
Yeah.
You were like trying to cut them off.
Mm-hmm.
Like the dude in The Wall. Pink Floyd, he goes crazy. He cuts his nipples off.
Oh, yeah.
It's gross. You never seen The Wall?
No. Anyway, brood.
Another nipple that's gone. We don't need no nipple tumors. Be careful when you set the glass down, because this microphone picks up anything.
Oh, yeah.
And if you set a glass down or tap the thing, it sounds to them like, I don't know, they go, the crowd loses their mind and it switches them into altars. And
I know, they don't like it when you bang
nuts.
on the desk either. Yeah.
Because the new microphone picks up everything. So
okay.
It's powerful. And we don't want to, trigger the audience, have them going into rage fits and creating tulpas to come kill us wearing problem child outfits. Tulpas. No brood of problem children.
He had a whole summer camp cabin full of them that the doctor was keeping secret for the lady, remember? And they were all in footy PJs.
She was out there brooding like an emo kid. She was. Except literally. Get it? Brooding.
Yes.
The brood.
She was brooding all by herself. Breeding the brood. Okay, now what? Oh, parents. This even has the brood written on it. I don't know why. But this is such a weird, obscure, a short movie. Not very much to it, but every scene is very curated, and it's a creepy kind of time, like art. What's that called? Googie time? The 50s? Mm-hmm. 50s, 60s, early 60s.
Now, is this the one with Randy Quaid?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
You remember that?
Yeah, what I liked about this one is that it wasn't taking itself seriously. So it's one of those horror movies that's kind of tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah. So are you going to turn the light on?
Yeah.
So this one is about cannibalism. And are your parents crazy, or are they cannibals? Or are they innocent? And you have this little boy who's having nightmares, seeing his parents eat meat with blood on their faces, and something about it is sensual too.
So if you had to eat your family members, who would you eat first?
Oh.
I'm joking. We're not gonna eat any family members except Jones.
You?
Jones says he was. I will eat your ass.
Yeah, your family, so I'll eat you. How about?
Okay.
So the boy is also dealing with seeing his parents make out and stuff, so this adds to the uncomfortability of the movie, because they're also very lovey-dovey.
So there's a connection between virility, eating meat,
coming of age,
mojo, the very thing that the chalk.com pills give you.
Right.
The mojo.
Yes. And let's see. He says weird stuff about killing cats.
So this child is traumatized too. Now, is this telling us that Jamie grew up with his VHS? I don't know why So Jamie's parents were really strict about what she couldn't watch, but she could watch this crazy movie about cannibals.
This crazy collection, like in the 90s, where you.
Oh, yeah, don't watch the Disney movie, Jamie. Here's Cannibal Zombie Holocaust. Watch this instead.
Yeah, well, in the 90s where they rip off the tapes and you can put like 3 movies onto one.
Oh yeah. And you had 3 options. We had maybe SLP, ELP, and extra long play or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And you could do 6 hours.
So we had maybe like 10, 15 of these VHS with 3 movies each. And that's all we had. And Parents was one of these things I've seen a million times just because of that.
Gotcha. Of all the movies to...
I know.
Illegally record from. You should write an email to Blockbuster Video and be like, I would like to apologize for infringing copyrights by putting a piece of tape over your products in the 1980s and recording multiple.
It was my family's fault that Blockbuster went out of business because we recorded Batman 1.
But you didn't record Bat Dance by Prince, which is
just the Tim Burton Batman.
Really weird. Go watch Bat Dance. I'd never seen the video for Bat Dance. I remember at the movie theater in 1989 when Batman came out, right, with Michael Keaton one. Mm-hmm. And I remember Bat Dance being on the radio and everybody talking about how weird it was. And so go watch Bat Dance, Prince's videos.
I remember the Bartman.
The what?
The Bartman.
Was that a dance?
Dude, the Bartman. This one? Bart Simpson as Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, that last stream, by the way, was Baze and Fred Pill. Get it?
Haha, that's perfect. Fred Pill.
I changed it, put in the title because it was perfect, and I forgot to say it in the show. Anyway, so Parents, is he cannibalized because his parents are like Satanists?
The movie is good because the whole time you don't know if it's this little boy's imagination running away from him or if his parents are actually cannibals.
Interesting.
So he draws disturbing things in his school book, and his dad is a chemist working at this place called Toxico. So he is talking about weather warfare and chemtrails.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Whoa, I forgot this.
Yeah. And I can't say that.
Yeah, just say that.
So geoengineering.
Squirting the sky with evil chemicals.
Yeah. The adults change when they're not alone.
People think I'm telling Jamie what to say when I'm just ripping farts when I mute it. It's just like rip. No, I'm joking. I'm telling her what she can. The handlers are in my ear, and I'm telling Jamie what she can and can't say.
Yeah, I say all the bad words. Sorry. Let's see.
So I remember this now. So the dad works at some aerospace thing, right?
It's more like a DuPont type place, yeah.
And he says they're doing what exactly?
They're doing weather warfare and geoengineering.
Yes. Wow, that's crazy.
And the adults, when they get together without the kids, they all change into more animalistic people.
Does he say what his weather warfare is involving?
No, it's just like in passing. Like I said, this is from the point of view of, a third grader or whatever. So he's hiding under the table while his dad's talking about things that he doesn't understand. So this is, it's a pretty good wacky horror movie if you like retro, if you like that time period.
This genre is popular, especially, obviously during Halloween, but a lot of people nowadays are really into retro horror things. And like when we went to that DVD store the other day, FYE, and they have that whole section of all the old horrors that are on Blu-ray now. They're all like $30. Like I'm gonna pay $30 for a Blu-ray
for It's Alive.
Yeah, trilogy. Right. Which is just some garbage. Like, because I want that on Blu-ray. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
But yeah, they had all of these. Like they had all these really, obscure titles. Not the ones that we're looking at tonight, but in this genre. So people, if you're looking for these kinds of fun B movies that are sometimes actually have an interesting message or elements in it like this, like I've forgotten this, then that's what we're here to do. We're here to help y'all out.
So this one's good.
Yes, FYE still exists in some places.
In the last mall in where we live.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, he takes parts from cadavers to do toxicology research. So all of the elements are there for them to be cannibals. You just have to believe in it like the kid does.
Okay. I see. Now, as we progress in the story, remind me here, does it actually confirm that the kid's right? They are?
Pretty much, because the mom has to kill Randy Quaid in the end. Remember?
Oh.
Randy Quaid's like trying to kill the kid, and the mom has to kill him. And then he has to go live with his grandparents, and they feed him a sandwich at the end, and the meat looks pretty sus in the sandwich. So it also...
some of the meat you cooked me is a little sus. I kind of wonder, like, where did you get that? Because I don't think they have that down the road.
That's from...
Who am I eating? And it tastes so good. The long pork.
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow, be looking for the long pork. You don't remember that?
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
So in the middle of Pirates of the Caribbean, when Jack Sparrow's lost or whatever, they're looking for, where's Jack Sparrow? I'm Will Turner. And they're like, oh, you be looking for him. Him down there, the long pork.
Jack Sparrow was with the whole tribe of cannibals at the beginning of part 2, where he had the 2 eyeballs.
And so the Jamaican dude is talking about buying human meat from the cannibals.
Yeah.
He be wanting the long pork. Which I didn't know what long pork was until Jamie told me. That's what
I heard from Kurt Barker. Is where I got that.
No, it's true. I looked it up. Like it's like a Caribbean name for it, right? Mm-hmm. Parlay. I just love saying parlay like Captain Barbosa.
We do this one?
She's getting mad. She's sick. She hates the cat. Like, I walk around the house talking like Captain Barbosa. She's sick of it. She's like, I didn't marry a character from Pirates of the Caribbean. And I'm like, party.
You best be believing in ghosts.
Oh, but you did.
Yeah.
You did marry a character.
Say it. You best be believing in ghost stories.
You best be believing in ghost stories. You're in one.
Okay. It's
my new favorite impression, and she hates it. She's sick of it.
Well, he tries to like be romantic and talk the
Not really. That's a joke. I don't do that. That's a crazy person thing. I put on a Captain Barbosa outfit, and that's our cosplay.
No.
Yeah. Okay, parents. That was definitely a fun one, and it's in one of those that doesn't take itself too seriously. So, the Brood is a little more serious. It's like the Brood is gross and yucky. Mm-hmm. It's gooey and drippy, sticky. Some might even say. Mm-hmm. But Parents is a little gross, but not really.
It's pretty uncomfortable. Let's put it that way.
But it's goofy. Like, it doesn't take itself seriously. Brood is serious.
Yeah.
But B movie. And what's next?
18th Angel. That's fun.
No, let's do that other crappy one first.
Which
get
one?
through
Oh, No Place to Hide.
Because an 18th Angel wasn't bad.
All right, so we're going.
For a B movie.
No Place to Hide. So this is the cringiest of all cringe relationship-y.
Is the Brood about men and women dealing with menstruation?
No.
Because is it an allegory for males in a relationship not understanding menstruation?
No, it's an allegory for... No, it's pretty straightforward. Generational abuse.
I'm just making a joke.
Oh.
I know that's not what it's about.
It's not about period.
I like to think of like alternative ways to read the movies as like, what if it's just this? Right?
Okay, so you've got Chris Christopherson and Drew Barrymore. There's a Twin Peaks element and a HUMANTRAFF, that word, element to this. There's a ballerina who was Drew Barrymore's older sister.
Okay.
And she disappears. And there is that triangle spiral. So there's a lot of
the PEDO logo.
Yeah.
PEDO symbol.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. Now, where are you getting Twin Peaksy stuff? I don't remember that.
It was like a ankle tattoo. The triple triangle logo.
What's up to do with Twin Peaks?
It looks like Twin Peaks plus a spiral.
There's two? Or is it just a pyramid?
No. It looks like if you merge those things together. Do you remember? He fell asleep, so he'll have to get this from me.
Drew Barrymore and Grizzle Christopherson put me to sleep, so...
Yeah.
Drool Barrymore.
So, Drew Barrymore...
Drool Barrymore.
Drool Barrymore.
Because the way she talks kind of weird. Hey, guys.
Has lost her older sister to this cult or whatever.
Yes,
and
I remember this part.
She's a smart ass.
Do they? But they know so they don't ever say what this cult is, though. It's like an Amway cult, like a boomer.
It's like
a pyramid scheme cult. It doesn't seem like a
zone
cult.
Theory stuff.
Oh, zone. Okay, so it's fake New Age stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she says, "I don't know how to cry." There's a lot of disassociating talk in this, and
yes. And we found this on YouTube, so we should have done Invitation to Hell, not this stupid movie. But this is in the vein of cults and Eyes Wide Shut-ish movies, which we'll see with Spellbinder. So it's okay. It's just this movie is, if you're looking for a really bad movie, this is what you want.
So whoever took her sister is after her. And Chris Christopherson has to keep her safe. And he has his own trauma because he lost his family to a drunk driver.
This group reminds me of... What was that thing you said you worked for that was a scam for like 1 week in California? The pyramid.
Primerica?
It's like a Primerica
group.
It's Amway, but it's like a pyramid scheme cult of boomers that are... I don't know what they're doing. But then again, maybe that would be like a perfect cover for this kind of a human sending cult.
Yes. Oh, she says weird things like, "My insides belong to me." So clearly something has been happening to these two sisters.
So hinting at abuse?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cult stuff.
Isn't there a weird implied that Grizzle Christopherson is kind of friends with Drool Barrymore?
Well, the way they interact is super over the top.
It's a little weird.
O.J. Simpson is in this, actually. He's in a wheelchair, and he's the babysitter. Do you remember that? The Juice is in this movie. Let's see.
I think a guy in a wheelchair would be a very good babysitter. Like, it seems like it would be really easy to.
Takes Drew to a teen club and makes a boy dance with her.
Yeah.
There was a ballerina PORN SEX tape involved.
Yes, I remember this.
There was a creepy guy who owned her. So
this was like a TV movie too. That's the other weird thing, is that this is some pretty advanced themes for TV movies at this time, and it's what, like,
she said
mid to late 80s movie.
Yeah, like early 90s. There was a talk of a weird, scary party where she let anyone do anything to her sexually.
Oh, so it is an Eyes Wide Shut thing.
Yeah.
But I bet because it's a TV movie, they had to like only reference the stuff in the dialogue, and they couldn't show anything.
This is called No Place to Hide, and it's super obscure. That's why I want to talk about it.
But we found it on YouTube, didn't we?
Yeah. YouTube or Tubi, one of those.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chris takes her to a convent. Now she's crying because she can't stay with Chris. There's just way too many tender moments, like father-daughter, but it's not good. You'll see what I mean.
I said E.T. looked like a scrotum, and then people are saying E.T. takes dumps in the kid's bed.
What?
It's in the sequel.
There's a sequel to E.T.?
Yeah.
What?
And he takes dumps in the bed.
What's it called?
E.T. 2. Get it? Deuce.
That's not true.
It's Deuce. Number 2. E.T. number 2. What's the kid's name?
Elliot.
He takes Elliot's and dumps in Elliot's bed. It's called E.T. 2.
E.T. number 2. Get it?
In part 1, he just pissed in the bed.
He did not.
Of course not. What are you talking about? You never seen E.T.? Like, who hasn't seen E.T.? That was so dumb. It's making me laugh. E.T. number 2. I'm almost crying.
Reese's poo-poos.
No.
That's not something I said.
If you're enjoying this, leave us a super chat so we can continue to do this and make a living doing this and have the fun that we deserve to have. We deserve an Escalade. We deserve the fun that we're having. We deserve your money right now through the super chats. Please leave us a super chat. We're begging you, pleading with you. That's how we make a living. And you can do that through the Streamlabs link. Also, yes, we just passed 20,000 on Rockfin. We just passed 20,000. That's a milestone.
Yep, that's good.
So, yeah, we love Rockfin. Rockfin is awesome. The Bay's, free speech platform. That's where you want to be. Head over to our Rockfin. The links from our good mods there are in the chat. And now we're on our way to 30. So, a handful of the other Rockfin people have hit 30, 40, 50. So, you got Burmis over there. You got Sam Tripoli over there. You got Richard Grove over there. Whitney Webb, our boy Tristana, our beloved diva Tristana, she's over there. Hershey is over there. And a bunch of other cool people too. Isaac Weishaupt over there. And so, yeah, we're now headed to the 30s. That's going to be fun. Hit 30K. Thank you guys for those super chats. We're having fun tonight. It's a fun night.
It's B-movies.
It's B-movie night. Who doesn't like B-movie? Again, a lot of people are tired of these degenerate, awful, mainstream movies. So you want something 80s. You want something 90s that's B, that's fun, that's not totally degenerate, that's gooey, perhaps even sticky, clammy, some might say. Then you want to listen to
it's waxy.
The recommendation. Yeah. So I'm glad we got Waxworks. That was really bad. It was pretty dumb.
Yeah.
So I just didn't even want to do Waxwork. It's not worth watching Wax. But a couple other honorable mentions that should be their own show. They're not honorable mentions because they're not good. It's just that I forgot. And we had some people saying, thank you for recommending Invitation to Hell. Definitely go watch Invitation to Hell. That's on YouTube. That's a great, fun B horror movie that fits in Spooktober.
Is that the one about Silicon Valley?
Yeah, it's a
Hellmouth. Okay, yeah.
Don't ruin it, but we just did. Oops. So we just ruined that movie, but it's still fun. And what's another? The Hole. Joe Dante's The Hole is good. That's another fun B movie, and that's about trauma. You remember that? We watched it.
I fell asleep, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so no more tender moments between Drew and Chris, please. This movie had a lot of occult elements in it, and it was surprising in its depth.
Well, maybe I should give it another chance. It put me to sleep, but maybe that's because I was drifting off to Grizzle Christopherson's beloved manly voice. We're gonna ride. That was Johnny Cash, but
it was O.J. Simpson in the wheelchair.
That's weird. You still never seen Capricorn 1, where he is one of the astronauts where they fake the Mars mission.
I haven't seen that one that you pulled out.
Oh, the Conspiracy Classics.
Yeah, we have to do that show. That one you pulled out at the store with the guy.
The Conspiracy.
The Conspiracy is what it's called? I haven't seen that.
So there's some, amazingly, some conspiracy classics that Jamie somehow has not seen.
There's a lot.
Capricorn 1. The Conspiracy, which if you've never seen is fun because it's some young college age conspiracy theorist dudes who go on the trail of trying to figure out what happened to this famous internet conspiracy theory person. And it leads them to a Bohemian Grove Bilderberg style thing, and they infiltrate it, and then I won't tell you what happens. It's a fun, indie movie.
Okay. You have to watch Network.
Network is another one of the classics, and believe it or not, I've seen the main clips of Howard Beale's, speeches and all that, but I've not ever seen Network. So even I have not seen every conspiracy classic in total. That's 3. if you can think of any major conspiracy classics, and perhaps I've probably seen it, but perhaps Jamie hasn't seen it. And we're thinking of the ones that are obscure, right? Like, not the ones everyone's seen, like, you know, Clockwork Orange, Eyes Wide Shut. Everybody's seen those. We're talking about obscure conspiracy classics like Capricorn 1, like The Conspiracy. Banshee Chapter, I think we did watch that. That's an obscure one. Oh, Conspiracy Theory, Mel Gibson. A lot of younger people might not have heard of that because it's 90s. It came out when I was in high school, so we'll probably do Conspiracy Theory. And then one or two more of the, maybe Manchurian Candidate, because not everybody has seen either the old one or the new one, and they're both okay. Anyway, that's another podcast we're going to do next.
Conspiracy
I
classics.
keep hitting the table, and I don't realize it picks up on the mic.
Yeah.
So it's just a habit.
Conspiracy classics and classic movie month. I think we're going to do.
Clockwork Orange, somebody said. Hey, right there. That's that Long Jack, baby. You know what? You know what's in Long Jack, right? Long Jack. Haha. Because the name of the product is Tomcat 100 that has the Long Jack in it. And Long Jack is all about boosting your mojo, if you know what I mean. Boosting T, but that's T stands for testosterone, not Mr. T and not ET. T stands for testosterone. And it's anti-big soy. That's what we're after. We want to... they source the best organic products from Amazon rainforest. It's totally 100% anti-Klaus, anti-Gilbates, anti-soy. The whole company is. Basically, we're talking about boosting male vitality with the Tomcat. I've been taking it for 2 weeks now. I love it. Everybody's like, how do you have so much energy? How did you debate for 5 hours on Discord and then do 2 hours with Tristan the other day? Chalk, that's how I did it. Because I take these crazy supplements and they crazily work. They're not crazy because they're crappy. They're crazy because I take multiple supplements. I'm jacked up on shock right now. And you guys even heard Tristan was like pointing out the advantages of Shilajit. So I haven't tried the Shilajit yet, but Tristan was saying that a lot of people in the keto carnivore community are now turning on to and Tristan was saying he's been aware of Shilajit for a long time and all the benefits that it has. But right now, taking Seven Wonders, taking the Daily, and taking the Tomcat, I've noticed a lot of energy, a lot of focus, clarity, all of those things that when they said try these out first, I was like, all right, we'll see. And then it actually works. And I think everybody in the audience who has tried this stuff, they know it works. So right now, what you can do is go over to chalk.com right now. And they're doing 40% off, but you have to use the promo code right there of J40. If you use J40, it's literally 40% off anything, which is pretty crazy. And they have limited amounts, right? Because we know the logistics of the so-called, not because they're hit with ransomware, but we saw a couple weeks ago with the so-called ransomware, right? That Klaus was saying was coming. The point is that everybody's logistics in terms of the shipping lanes and all of this is all screwed up. So this is affecting everybody, not just grocery stores and this kind of crap, but also affecting people that have businesses that source from the rainforest, right? So they may not have all of this stock in the next couple weeks, so you might want to get it now. So anyway, shout out to Chalk. Again, they're a longtime supporter of Jay's Analysis. We're full-on affiliate sponsors now. They're sponsoring us, so support the companies that support us, right? If you want to support what we do, then support our allies in this journey, this camaraderie.
You have been staying up a lot later and reading more and doing a lot more studying, I've noticed.
6 hours of debates of hordes of idiots. I went into this crazy server of just like literal hordes of atheists nonstop for literally like 5.5 hours. And then went on to do Tristan's show last night over on The Rock, where we covered the NATO document. I'm not lacking any energy. It's like just total energy, dude.
Mm-hmm. And then you stay up late and read.
It's like the Transformers that eat the energy cubes.
Oh, yeah.
Just so these are energy cubes, and then you'll have energy. It's that simple. That's what it is. And I keep banging the table. I'm so sorry. Don't get triggered. I'm sorry. I have so much energy, I can't stop banging things. Right? I'm just going crazy. All right, where are we at now? What's next?
18th Angel.
This is fun. Remember Rachel Leigh Cook, right? She's all that. Remember Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Yeah.
Isn't he in that?
Yeah.
That's like 90s stuff, right?
This is
late 90s.
Well, yeah.
Well, this is like one of her first things.
Right. 1997.
So, Rachel Leigh Cook gets cast in one of her earliest things as... How did you not spell that right, babe? Come on. Asaiha?
How do you spell Isaiah? I don't know.
You're writing it like it's Japanese. Isaiha.
Isaiah.
Do you record to read or just Isaiha? Right. I-S-A-I-H-A.
Yeah.
I think you got a little bit of...
I'm not the best speller.
Dyslexia.
Sorry.
You got a little bit of dyslexia going on.
Oh, well.
Get it? Dyslexia. Get it? Mm-hmm. Because it's backwards. Dyslexia. Dyslexia.
What is Isaiah 14?
It's about I will ascend to the throne of the north. I will be like the Most High. Lucifer.
Okay.
The text where Isaiah describes the fall of Lucifer.
So there's a cult that is preparing for Lucifer's return.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And this movie has got the laws.
La 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 la.
Classic.
La, la.
Whenever you have like a possessed child or a child in the demonic realm, you have the laws, and it also has the ah-ahs. Yes. Yeah. Good.
So we know we're in for some, cult satanic stuff when you hear that.
The laws and the ah-ahs. There's this crazy like astrological clock.
Oh yeah. So in the Renaissance period in Italy somewhere, there was some cult within the Roman Catholic Church, shocker, that is building some device that's going to tell you astrologically when it's the time for Lucifer's return. Mm-hmm. And Lucifer's going to pick we think, body to inhabit. It gets weird at the end, but yeah.
So the Satanists are in Rome and they're watching this clock, waiting for the countdown, and
it's not the Vatican, but it's some inner coterie within the Roman Catholic Church.
They're saying man has knowledge to recreate himself genetically.
Oh, I forgot this part. Yeah, they keep referencing these DNA and genetics scientists who know the people that run this Roman Catholic inner Gnostic cult within the church.
Because they're talking about man can defeat God with science.
Yes. So in this sense, this actually is a Luciferian movie. Now, it's very corny, very cheesy. So
you got moms on the net.
You're not going to, this is not going to scare you. It's not going to, it's very corny.
Yeah.
But the themes are interesting because, that's kind of what's going on, right?
Well, then they have these like human mice hybrids talking about the humice.
Yeah, but remember when that came out? That was such a bunch of baloney, dude. They didn't even grow an ear in the back of a mouse. They just stuck ear cartilage under a mouse's skin, and they were like, look, we grew an ear on a mouse.
They're trying to find the good body for Satan to inhabit, and they're trying to make a hybrid.
Okay, so the plot is that genetic modification and cross-species engineering can produce the perfect bod for Lucifer.
Yes.
Okay.
And he has to have 18 perfect girls to choose from.
But this is the part I don't understand. Why did 18 chicks come into this?
I don't know. Maybe 9 times 3.
No, but
2.
But why all of these different ones? Why not just pick one?
He had to have 18 to choose from. That was his stipulation.
Why not 50 to choose from? I mean, it's like no. That actually is it. No, hold on. It is in the movie. 18 is 666. Right, but isn't there a scene later when they're in the monastery, which is the cult's cover, where underneath where the scientist is doing his experiments, they have tanks where they're like, aren't they taking body parts?
They're putting these kids into a stasis for the devil to choose from which one. We'll get there.
I thought they were taking body parts.
No.
Oh, I thought they were like taking like. I thought they were taking like the best boobs, the best butt, the best legs, the best face to build a Frankenstein body. We're gonna build like, what's her name from Weird Science? Like we're gonna build you.
No. So.
You're not even listening to what I'm saying.
Yeah. Weird Science.
Remember how they build the chick?
Yeah.
That's what I thought was going on.
Oh.
What's her name? The 80s chick.
Kelly LeBrock.
If you don't look good, we don't look good.
The Etruscans have something to do with this? Oh, the mom was studying the Etruscans.
That's where the cult is. Mm-hmm. That area of Italy, right?
And then the Satanist is the priest, Father Simeon. There's the douche.
It's within the Roman Catholic Church, yeah.
Mom possessed to walk off a building.
Oh, yeah. There's a few Rosemary's Baby-ish elements in this movie.
That's like The Omen.
All of these movies, reference the previous satanic cult movies. So there's Omen elements, there's Rosemary's Baby elements.
They're scouting models like that Peter Nygaard guy.
Yes, and they're looking right.
And
good point.
They have to have 18 physically perfect beings must precede the coming of Satan. So you need 18 Victoria's Secret models before Lucifer can come. And then the little girl wants to be a model, so they are enticing her into this fashion world. Remember? Well,
that's interesting because the fashion world seems to be run by a bunch of satanic cult leaders.
Yes, high fashion and model world of Satanists. Satanist network arranges a job for the dad in Europe, so this is a very eyes wide shutty type where everybody around them is in on it that they don't even know.
Remember Rosemary's Baby?
Yeah.
Saperstein.
So, yes, they're stealing children's faces and they're making masks. Remember that part?
That's what I was talking about where I thought they were stealing body parts.
Yeah. So they're making these masks and then you have like the steamy stable boy erotic horse riding.
But why are they stealing faces?
No.
Okay. So, a satanic cult within the Vatican that is stealing kids. Well, there you go.
And monks are making chupacabras. Genetically modified weird stuff.
Oh, the monastery is a front for the scientists doing the experiments. I remember that.
Yes.
But did they say a chupacabra got out? No, it's like a cat. A crazy cat.
Yeah,
I said it was a chupacabra. Quesos dos bichos.
Yes. The scientist gives the body, the Satanists give the soul.
That's right.
And so this is the merger between Satan and science, and they have this like human blanks project.
What is that?
For the Lucifer to enter into.
Human blanks?
Like.
Oh, they're creating a body.
Yeah.
But how are they blanks? Because they already have souls. Or they just have to be possessed.
Well, Satan can't be born of a man because man has God's image, so they need a like an empty vessel for him to.
But the vessel is a human.
Yeah.
So how is it an empty vessel?
Because it's like a clone or a hybrid or something.
I see. Gotcha.
Let's see. There's a guy that looks exactly like Tristan and Anton LaVey put together. Do you remember that?
Anton La Tristana.
Yes.
Tristana LaVey.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I do remember
Anton
that.
Sandor Haggard is in this movie. Somehow.
That's what I said. That's my joke. Actually, James takes all my jokes. That's okay. Tristan, shout out to Tristana, who maybe it's actually Tristan. Maybe Tristan was in 18th Angel. Maybe he knows Rachel Leigh Cook. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, her name is Lucy. Lucifer.
Red flag.
Get it?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a really over-the-top scene where the horse is dragging her by her neck.
That part is weird.
And it makes the movie go down from like cheese to super cheese.
And so she breaks her neck, and then she goes to the hospital, right?
They take her to the cult hospital, and then all the cats from Sleepwalkers are in on this.
Why do the cats show up?
I don't know. There's something about the cats. The cats ate the face off.
Well, if you have a gooey pizza-ish face, you might get eaten.
And they got the kids up in the monastery in polio pods waiting for Satan to come inhabit somebody.
This is not a gooey movie, by the way. This is not. It's very 90s fuzzy film filter. It's not no gooey.
They got this goat head. They did the ritual. It was completed. Her eyes light up at the end like she's... Remember?
So the spoiler, right? Rachel Leigh Cook is the... You thought Satan was going to be a dude. Ha ha ha. No, it's a chick. Right. Rachel Leigh Cook is Lucifer.
Well, they say
is weird.
Not as beast, but as beauty. So the second coming of Lucifer is not going to be ugly. It's going to be a beautiful
He's
model.
A babe. Right?
Yeah. Yes. Yep. That was 18th Angel. And crazy, huh?
So if you're looking for a fun cult.
Genetic modification of vessels for Lucifer to inhabit.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's Rachel Leigh Cook's first movie. That's weird.
Yeah.
Also, in the vein of Eyes Wide Shut movies.
Yeah. Because the cult is all around the family.
Right.
And pulling strings and making things happen that the family just thinks they're choosing to do this and that, but it's actually the cult trying to get their daughter from them. And
that's the theme in a lot of horror movies. Lost Souls is that way with Winona Ryder. Rosemary's Baby is that way, obviously. Eyes Wide Shut's that way. Is it that way in the Grizzle Christopherson and Drew Barrymore one?
Yes.
Okay. And it's that way in 18th Angel. And for our concluder, Eyes Wide Shut from the 80s here.
This is the best one of this.
It's also the same in Spellbinder.
Yeah. Spellbinder 1988.
And how did this chick marry, what's his face?
John Travolta?
Yeah, it's just a weird matchup.
What's her name?
Kelly Preston?
Kelly Preston and Joe from Wings. I forget his real name. Tim Daly.
Good memory there.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I never watched Wings, so I don't know.
Are in Spellbinder. This is like the 80s Wicker Man.
Right. This isn't a Stuart Gordon, is it?
I'm not sure.
I'll look and see. Keep going.
So imagine Eyes Wide Shut Wicker Man in Los Angeles in 1988.
Exactly.
And he's this young, successful lawyer, but he has a weakness. He's disappointed in love, and he can't find the right woman. So he has everything in the whole life that he likes, but he can't find a mate. So he sees this girl being roughed up in public, and he rescues her.
White Knight, baby.
Yeah, and takes her to his house. And she kind of glamours him with her psychic abilities. Right?
Yeah, she does some tricks, and he's like, wow, right? And she's a babe, so he's like immediately into her. He's a single dude who lives in like a really bizarre, like the decor of his house does not look like a single man's decor. It looks like a 90s mom decor. It's very weird.
Well, she heals his back pain with like Satan Reiki or something. She prays to the devil and gets the pain out of his back and gives him this kundalini.
She's a Chiron practitioner. Get it? Chiron.
Haha. And he's like, I can't believe you did that. I love you so much. You can stay at my house and play wifey as long as you want. So she's already entrenched in his life, and it's been like a day.
Did I get my creature right? Chiron? Isn't that a creature? Yes. Yeah. Chiropractor.
Yes. Chiron practor. So
you have to cross the demonic abyss just to get your crick out of your back.
Mm-hmm. They have cult members watching him now.
Yeah, what I liked about this one is that you're watching it, and then you're not expecting the people that are immediately around him at the very beginning being all in on it.
Mm-hmm.
But then as you're watching it, you're starting to realize they're all in on it, right? And a little side note here is that the Japanese actor who's the cop is the famous recent Orthodox convert. So if you go read about him on... just put Japanese actor converts to Orthodox Christianity. You'll get him. He's in this. He's in Spellbinder.
Oh, yeah.
But I said his buddies because his buddy's going to be... That's the surprise. Spoiler. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Lawyers in L.A. being Satanists? What?
Well, you come to find out his best lawyer friend is a cult member and has set
That's what I'm talking about.
This entire thing up from the beginning.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
You don't listen.
I
just talk to you guys because anything I say to her, it's like it registers 5 minutes later, and then I just have to restate it. So it's just a joke.
You're based prepper man.
There's the Vietnam sovereign citizen dude who does not make it in this film. Which B movies love these weird characters. Like, why do they put him in there? He's just such a weird oddball out of nowhere character. There's this Vietnam, literally lives in a compound, like a military compound, with gigantic guns that
in the Hollywood Hills
that nobody would in California would allow you to have these guns. It just make no sense. He's got like a cannon and a bazooka. It's just crazy.
Yeah. So the only person on his side is his lady secretary, who thinks that the girl is sus.
And she warns him, and he's like, but nah, she's hot.
Yeah. So he's got the...
This is 80s catfishing, right?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. The cult members are supporting the relationship. Other cult members are threatening him and trying to get her back into the cult. So you have these people who he thinks are his normal friends who are like, oh, congratulations, you met your dream girl. And then on the other side, you have cult members who are trying to get her back, and so he has to save her, so he values her even more. But they're all just playing a part.
Yeah, just like Rosemary's Baby. Do you remember Eye of the Devil too? And when I did analysis of that, if you've not seen my Eye of the Devil analysis, go watch Eye of the Devil and then go watch my analysis. Remember?
Right.
Do you remember the movie?
Of which movie?
Eye of the Devil.
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie?
Yeah, Christopher Lee, isn't it? Or no?
No, Donald Pleasance.
Is it the girl that's a witch up in the woods?
No. Eye of the Devil is an old movie with Roman Polanski. Sharon Tate's in it. It's her first role as a witch.
Oh, yeah.
It's black and white. And then Donald Pleasance is the French village priest. And the Catholicism is just a cover for the Luciferian cult. Mm-hmm. And Donald Pleasance is a priest of Lucifer.
Mm-hmm. We serve one Lord who is not the Lord that you think he is. We serve Lucifer.
Like my Donald Pleasance? Come on now. That's perfect. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
It's Eyes Wide Shut in the 60s.
Yeah. I remember.
And so, in other words, it's the same thing there, too. I just remembered that the whole village is part of the cult. Do you remember they drug her with belladonna? Mm-hmm. And she wakes up like 3 days later, and she's like, what has happened? And then she goes to this Catholic mass and procession, and that's just a cover for the pagan ritual that they do. Yeah. Where they sacrifice a human, basically. Yeah. So that's the same thing going on here.
Right. So...
That's on Rockfin, by the way. It's really good. Go watch Eye of the Devil. It's a classic. My analysis on Rockfin. Go ahead. That was one of my most popular analyses too before it got removed from over here. I had a lot of views on that.
I thought it was funny he had to go to the bookstore and look up witches.
This is something we've known about, right? Or we laughed about in multiple movies. Remember in Twilight, Bella, like she has to get on GeoCities and Google, like she looks up blogs to see what a werewolf is. Like, who doesn't know what a werewolf is?
Or no, vampire symptoms. So dumb.
Like, but she's Googling them, like, what is a vampire? Yeah. What is a werewolf?
So, okay, so Kelly Preston tells Tim Daly, I'm a generational witch and I'm trying to escape my thing, and they're trying to get me in, but if I can make it until they want to sacrifice on Christmas Eve or something like that. Yeah. And if you can protect me until then, we can be together. So he thinks all he has to do is keep her safe until this time runs out. Right?
Yeah, and, I mean, he keeps falling for every red flag, and like you said, it's a lot like Wicker Man, where he should have been paying attention to the red flags. And at one point, doesn't Kelly Preston even say something like, you were the rabbit, you were the hunt, we were hunting you the whole time, but we had to tell you ahead of time.
So she tells him the sacrifice has to come of their own free will.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
And he goes to the ritual where they're doing all this, and he thinks he's gonna save her from being sacrificed, but he's the sacrifice.
Yes.
Wah wah.
Which is exactly what happens in Wicker Man, which, by the way, is not a B movie, but actually it's a horror classic. So if you've not seen Wicker Man, of course everybody should watch Wicker Man. And yes, I've done multiple analyses. I did a Wicker Man and Midsommar comparison. So go watch those if you haven't seen those. Those are always Jay's analysis classics that you can go watch. And I did put there in the link for everybody my Eye of the Devil. So if you've not watched my Eye of the Devil, there's the link.
So in the very last scene, he gets killed, and even his friend and the cops were in on it. You think his friend is coming down to save him with 2 cops, but when they get down there, they put on their hoods and join in.
Mm-hmm.
And
his lawyer buddy, wasn't that the leader of the cult? He's the one that's like doing the sacrifice.
And then the next scene is her out again, reeling in some new guy the same exact way.
Not the bees. Not the bees.
Yeah. So that was Spellbinder. That was super enjoyable.
It was a lot of fun. These are great B movies, B horror movies, and let's get to these. We got some nice super chats. Everybody's being generous tonight. Giving, spirit of giving. We love that. Where's the first one? There you go. Green Feathers.
Green Feathers, $20. Thank you guys for another great stream. You're welcome.
You're welcome, as always. And everybody, check out Green Feathers. He's been putting up a lot of new content. Shout out also, thank you to Dana for showing up in the chat. Dana Ashley there. We've done some good videos with Dana. Long talks, got a lot of views. Go check out those. Next up, Palantir.
You want to do that one?
No, go ahead.
The Palantir, $3. Hey Jay, quick question. You mentioned in a previous video that how one solidifies their will in this life determines their state in the eschaton. Can you comment on that, on the role of prayers for the dead and how they play a factor in salvation? Thanks.
Right, so the eschaton is not the intermediate state. When we die, that's the intermediate state. The eschaton is at the end, after the bodily resurrection and so forth. So prayers affect and help the dead by the church praying for those in the intermediate state. Good question.
The planter again. I was also wondering, given the recapitulation of the fall from Christ's resurrection, why do we still observe decay in the natural world after the resurrection? Will this only take effect in the eschaton?
Right, so Paul says, even though we do not see all things yet subject to Christ, yet they are. So the church is the life of the eschaton in the here and the now, and it begins to affect the here and the now, but it doesn't fully display itself or come to full fruition until the eschaton, the new heavens and the new earth. So it's already not yet is the way that this is usually described.
Axel, $20. Thanks.
Axel Rose, that's Axel Rose. Take me down to the paradise city. That's not, I can't do Axel, obviously. So
Mikhail, King of Kings, $20. Thank you.
Thank you, Mikhail.
Unspecified, $10. Crying, laughing, arg. Something you
crying, laughing at Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, okay.
Parlay.
Yeah. Arg.
You best be believing in ghosts.
The Palantir, $5. As an engineering student with no philosophical background, I enjoy learning theology from your channel. I hope you don't mind more questions from me, haha. By the way, any advice for someone struggling with Genesis? This is a big stumbling block for me.
Yes, Genesis Creation, Early Man by Father Seraphim Rose is the classic book on that right here. And it will soon be in reprint. So it's been out of print. It's a really big, fat book. It's been out of print for a while, but it is soon to be in reprint. So don't buy the $1,000 copies on Amazon. Just wait until it's reprinted. But great question.
The Tom Coon Chuckle, $5. This was one of the best poop jokes I've heard in a while, and the E.T. joke ever. Thank you for that.
Oh, I was laughing.
E.T.
I almost cried laughing at that. So people are like, he's such a piece of garbage. He laughs at his own jokes, but they're funny.
B America, $50. Would be interested in your analysis sometime in the future on 80s band The Cult.
Didn't Danzig, wasn't he part of that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Wait. No, I'm getting Danzig's first band mixed up with the Cult. Sing that one, remember they made fun of it with the Will Ferrell with the more cowbell. And
That's
they're doing
Blue Oyster Cult, not.
Oh, wait. Blue Oyster Cult and the Cult. And I'm confused. I can't. Boomer bands, man. I don't know the boomer bands.
The Cure, the Clash, the Cult.
No, I know the Cure because I saw them in Nashville in high school.
But I never heard of them, so maybe we could.
But their music is totally different from what we're talking about.
Oh. Well, we'll have to look at the Cult.
Hollywood, Babylon. That's Danzig's first band. The audience will know. They're all a bunch of like metalhead people. What's Danzig's first band? Anyway. Wait. Romeo and Juliet. Isn't that it? Together in eternity. Romeo and Juliet. Ah,
That's Blue Oyster Cult.
Okay, there's the Cult.
I don't know.
Oh, so now they're going to be mad because I banged the table. The Misfits. Wait, okay, so Danzig was in the Misfits.
The Cult was forgettable? I don't know.
Yes, so Danzig was in Misfits. Mother, tell your children not to hold my hand. Tell your children not to understand. Hey, mother, not a bat to COA. And if you want to find hell with me, I can show you what is bleeding.
You're gonna hurt.
Hey, that's Danzig. They're gonna like that. Anytime I do any singing voices, I love it. Thank you, by the way, B. America. I don't know if he meant to send 2 super chats that fat, but he did it twice. So maybe
it was just a typo or something.
If you need that money back, feel free to message me on Twitter or somewhere, and I'll give it back to you. If you accidentally sent 2 super chats, I don't want to take your money. But thank you so much for those 2. Yeah, I'll have to look at the Cult. We've done a lot of analyses of Laurel Canyon, 60s, that kind of stuff. Jamie's done in her books a lot of analyses of bands and music, album covers, pop music, pop stars. But we probably should dive deeper into analyzing different bands like that.
Yeah, we pretty much always just do movies, but we have a whole genre to branch out into streaming about.
We should.
Music.
Yes.
Linky McStinky, $3, just got here. Have you reviewed the movie The Burbs with Tom Hanks?
Absolutely. That's a classic, and it has the satanic cult element where they think that the neighbors are in a satanic cult.
Mm-hmm. They think they are, but then they think they aren't, but they really are.
But The Burbs isn't a B movie. Remember, that was Tom Hanks at the height of his 80s popularity. That was a theatrical release. It was a big hit, if I recall. Mm-hmm. So it's not a B movie, but yes, it's in the genre of these kind of goofy Halloweenish horror movies for sure. Pseudo horror movies. Horror comedies, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a horror comedy. All right, so remember, guys, be sure and support us over at chalk.com by getting, I recommend the Tomcat 100. I also recommend the Daily. And I have been for 2 days now taking the Action 2.0, and I am noticing more energy. So I'm going to experiment with the Sheila Jet in the next week, as well as the Irish Moss, as I said. And these are ultra nutrient dense. Their Herbo Mineral contains the Herbo Mineral mix contains 40 plus minerals and bioactive plant compounds. So if you get the Sheila Jet, you're talking about they put that through like literal hot water purification. It removes any impurity. The process enhances, by the way, the nutrient density, and we know that like the food is lacking, the soil is lacking in minerals, so that's why it's good to supplement with things like Sheila Jet. It also is, let me see what the stats on this are. It says basically tooled for memory and brain function, so it's a nootropic. Optimizes hormone metabolism, increases cellular energy. Like I said, I mean, I'm already pretty jacked up on the Daily and the Action 2.0 and the Tomcat, so I may have to like cycle out one of those before I start taking the Sheila Jet. And also can be good for women. So the other ones, a lot of dudes are taking those, but women can do the Sheila Jet, and that will help with collagen synthesis. So that helps hair, skin, and nails. and balances hormone for women. So girls out there, if you're interested, definitely check out the Shilajit over there for you guys. And that is right now also 40% off if you use the promo code J40. And also be sure to go over to the website and subscribe at Jay's Analysis. Tomorrow I'll have the link for, I'll have the live stream for the part 2 of the Breakaway Civilization. So I'm a little late on that. Well, it's been 5 days, but I'll have that part 2 tomorrow. And then Jamie and I may do our Rockfin stream on crazy TV preachers. So head on over to the Rockfin, right? And go check out the show that I did last night with Tristan, which was a banger. Everybody loved that. But I think Jamie now tomorrow we will cover Osteen, mega churches, this crazy Nashville cult woman. I never can remember her name. What is it? Do you remember?
Gwen Shamblin.
So the documentaries come out about this crazy cult, evangelical cult out of Nashville. And we're going to be covering that over on Rockfin tomorrow night. It's going to be a fun show. We're going to get into. And a lot of people have been asking, when are you guys going to critique these goober TV preachers, the TBN stuff? And I mean, I kind of talked about it, but I kind of think it's like, this is so silly. But people somehow believe this stuff. So it would be good to review the documentary. What's the documentary called? The Way?
The Way Down.
The Way Down. And would you recommend the documentary to people?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, so we'll be talking about that as well as the other TV preachers and kind of what's behind that. And I've actually found a bunch of articles about big mega churches being intelligence fronts, money laundering operations. It's crazy what those things are. Like, it's a big scam.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, thank you guys so much. Everybody
There's
have a good
one more
night.
super chat that came.
Oh, was there? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's just Ross the Boss Forever, $20.
I thought it said Roosted Beaver Forever. I was like, Roosted Beaver? Dude, that is so gross. Justin Bieber. Do you like Justin Bieber? Mm. Somebody on Rockfin was literally trying to correct all of my pronouncements that I intentionally mispronounced. Like, it's not Drool Barrymore, dummy. Like, I don't know what her name is, right? I mean, it was something else.
Like you're a mom who...
I was calling it the Optragon and the Optagon and the Octagon. I'm intentionally mispronouncing these words, and then people on Rockfin are like, this dude doesn't even know what the fucking octagon is, dude. Oh, he's so dumb, dude. So, no, actually, you got trolled.